we're going to do externalities here. Okay, so externalities is when a third party that is not the primary buyer or seller is impacted by it, either their spillover costs or their spillover benefits. So right here we have a positive externality. What this means is that there are spillover benefits, or SB, right? Spillover benefits, meaning that when we make this transaction, the buyer and the seller take into account just private benefits. They aren't taking into account how society benefits from this as well. An example that's often used is the flu vaccination, right? When I get the flu vaccination, I'm looking for the private benefits of, hey, this is going to keep me from getting the flu. I don't recognize the social benefits that, hey, this is actually going to help all of society because fewer people are going to get the flu, this contagious disease, because I got my flu shot. So as a result, we believe that positive externalities underallocate, right? Or UA, underallocate. We produce too little. So let me show you what that looks like in a graph. So here we have our price, we have our quantity. And we're talking about benefits here, so that's going to show up in our demand. Our demand curve is our benefits. So I'm going to start with my supply. I'm going to assume that my supply is equal to my marginal social costs. Right? That's because I know this isn't a negative externality. So my social costs and my private costs are all going to be the same. Right? So normally I'll put all three here, supply equals MSC and MPC, but normally you'll just see supply equals MSC because MPC is assumed there. Okay. Next, I'm going to put in my demand curve. My demand curve is right here, but my demand curve is only going to take into account my private benefits. So we're going to put MPB, MPB, right? My marginal private benefits. So the demanders are only taking into account what they personally gain from this purchase. All right, right here is going to be my equilibrium price, B1, and my equilibrium quantity, Q1. Oftentimes you'll see these as QFM and price FM for free market, right, without the government getting involved. Now, if I have private benefits, I know it's a positive externality, and I have spillover benefits, and I'm under allocating, then I know that my social benefits are going to be greater than my private. So I'll pop over here. Let's use a different color just to make it pop out a little bit. Put in a second curve to the right, and this is going to be my MSC, my marginal social, sorry, not C, B. There we go. My marginal social benefit. So at this point right here where MSB equals MSC, or MSB equals MSC, is what society actually wants. This is our QSO, or our socially optimal quantity. And this is going to be our price SO, right? The price that we actually want it to be. Because there are increased benefits, we want to be over here. We want society to actually produce more and for people to consume more of these flu vaccinations. Now, the way that the government does this is they pop in here with a subsidy. When the government subsidizes, what it does is it moves the curve to the right, shifting our private benefits to be equal to our social benefits right here, MPB, and making it so that we are actually producing at the socially optimal quantity, and then the price is going to be absorbed by the subsidy. Right? So in other words, the government will give a subsidy, a per unit subsidy to people getting flu vaccinations because we want more people to get them. So it's going to be virtually free for people to get a flu vaccination this day and age, really, really cheap because of government subsidies, because we know the marginal social benefits are greater than the private benefits, which motivates people to make the purchase to begin with. Okay, so there you go. Just remember, with positive externalities, our social benefits are greater than our private benefits. We have spillover benefits. So we'll put that marginal social benefit to the right. We know we're underallocated, producing too much because we're producing at Q1 rather than QSO. But when the government comes in and subsidizes this market, it shifts it to the right, makes it so that MPB is equal to MSB, and gets us to our socially optimal quantity down here. All right, I hope that makes some sense.